So now the different types of climates, okay? So I'm just gonna make sure to cover these and all things over here. So yeah, now let's talk about the different types of climates. So they say over here that in book 1 we learned that the climate varies in different parts of the world. Okay, so we also learned that there's variations lead to variations in natural vegetation, farming, food supplies, and the way people live. But this is very clear, guys. This is very basic. I mean, we have covered so much about it. Now we can really understand. See, in different parts of the world, we have different climates, right? And due to which their vegetation, their culture, and their farming, food, supplies, the way people live, the way people spend their lives. So it all actually varies based on that particular information, right? Now adding more to that, the second paragraph says over here that if you can see in picture 1.24, which is actually the big globe. So that this one I'm talking about, this big globe over here, right? So it says over here that shows that the world can be divided into broad zones, okay, based on the temperature. For example, hot, moderate, and cold zones. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit cropped over here. So after the end, the word is the cold zones. So have you noticed that the pattern is the same both north and south of the equator? And the map figure 1.25, okay, the 25 is actually this picture right here, shows that each of these zones can be divided into several distinct types of climate. So each zones can be divided into several distinct type of climates, right? So over here, if you understand, looking at this picture, they're saying this thing that if you talk about the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere, so the temperature is pretty much same. Like in the north, in the Arctic portion, you have a cold weather as well. And if you talk about the Antarctic over here in the southern part, it's also pretty much cold over here as well, right? And if you see that you have a moderate temperature in the southern hemisphere, it's in the middle of the southern hemisphere, and the equator line, and also a moderate temperature over here as well. Now to understand this in a much better way, okay, so this is the data, right? This is the data that we were talking about, that what has been the temperature range in the last, some years. Like, so see, this is the Celsius, okay? So they're saying that the range is between only 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, okay? That the average temperature range, see? So it's only a difference of 10. Something like 10 degrees. So this entire graph is falling under the range of only 10 degrees Celsius changing, right? So that's something that we need to understand. And over here, if you try to see this, so this is kind of 158 millimeters of rainfall, which is they're telling in hot desert climate, right? So now, okay, so yeah, here's a question for you as well, that in which of the three climate zones in figure 1.24 is there the highest rainfall? I mean, you can guess or do a little bit of research on that as well. So guys, here we are having this entire the map of the world, where all the legends, the markings are drawn, and where they are showing us that based on the region, based on the different locations, the geo locations on the earth, what is the different temperature and how does it look like. So if you see the equator, the red ones are the ones where the line of equator, see over here, the line of equator is crossing. So these are the red territories, right? And then you have the monsoon territories, and then it comes like India, the Southeast Asia. They have a lot of monsoons as well. So probably here somewhere is the Malaysia. I was there in Malaysia, and the rainfall was literally crazy in Malaysia. Then you have savannas as well. So guys, if you want to go and search out the meaning of savanna, Mediterranean, tundra, I've already uploaded the videos on them. You can check them in the playlist, okay, where I've exclusively explained and actually shown the pictures that how do these areas actually look like savanna, tundra, and the Mediterranean as well. So then you have a desert. So these areas are most probably they're deserted, especially if you talk about the Arabian Peninsula, Saudi Arabia, a lot of the Gulf countries, and including the Sindh as well. So these are kind of deserted areas. And then we have Mediterranean. The Mediterranean is a little bit light bluish color, kind of dark bluish color. So this is the Mediterranean region, okay? Remember Mediterranean Sea? We were talking about when we were talking about the old civilizations in class 6 in the history book. So we were actually discussing about these different different geolocations over there. So about the desert, so we are having we have another desert over here as well, where these dots are given over here. Okay, and moving further, then we have the tundra. Okay, that this entire region is the tundra region. This region is tundra. And what is tundra? It's usually the icy lands where no actually trees can form over there. So I've actually explained this very deeply in the previous videos as well. Then you have interior, the major areas of mountains shown in the white. So these are the major areas of mountains. If you know, the Hindu Kush range, the Himalayan range, and over here we have some mountains as well. In America, United States, we have mountains as well. If you can see this location, so here somewhere you can find the Nevada, where you have a city like Las Vegas, right? So even in the Las Vegas and Nevada, you have some of the mountains as well, some of the valleys as well. Not valleys, but probably mountains, right? Now, understanding the cold climate, okay? So in book one, again, they're giving a reference for the book one. They're saying over here that we learned about the coniferous forest. These grows in the areas with a cold interior climate. The tundra vegetation grows in the areas with the tundra climate. So cold interior climate and the tundra is a little bit different, right? So because in tundra, we have seen in the previous video that the trees cannot grow over there. Correct me if I'm wrong, and if you have any references to that, please put down in the comment section, because yeah, it's no problem that we both can educate each other, okay? But based on what I researched, I've got to know this thing that the trees cannot really grow in the tundra region, right? So what I'm like, you can just post down any link, any reference that you can give to me to make me understand this thing, right? Okay.